Hey up me duck, I'm Susie and this is my channel Super Pink Orchid. This is my May update for the project Pan called A to Z. It's a Pantastic Ladies Facebook group project, although you don't have to be part of the group if you want to join in. Just take every letter of the alphabet and assign a product to it. As long as the letter is in that word of the product name, the brand name, the shade of the thing, then it counts, and assign your own goal. Do you want to use up things? Do you want to just get usage goals on them? Do you want to hit pan? What is it that you want to do? So for A to Z this year, I've picked for 25 of the letters. It's just to finish items. I like to get through my projects, but one does have a usage goal on it. And here we are at the beginning of May, and I've got three more things finished to show you. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. So between early April and early May, I finished. Well, first we had on the 13th of April for the letter N, I finished the Kaleidos Cosmetics Multichrome eyeliner in Night of Creation. So, this was the eyeliner that was kind of a dark purple to a dark blue flip. You can just see a little of it in the stick there, but I can't roll up anymore. I won't go on and on about Kaleidos Cosmetics eyeliners, but this was a good one. Very much enjoyed it. Stayed in place a lot. Happy to have used it. It's also sad it's gone as well. But yeah, managed to complete that. And then one of the other things to show you is for the letter L. Another Kaleidos Cosmetics eyeliner. This is their Prismatic Multichrome eyeliner in Limelight. So this is their one that was kind of a brighter green to a brighter blue flip. So it was much sort of lighter than the previous one, the darker one, but I'd say mid-toned. You might be able to see some leftover gel or whatever is in there, but again, can't roll any more up. Completely done. Very happy to have got two more eyeliners completed this year, and we're not even halfway through, and two more letters completed for this project. So that was L and N. And then yesterday I managed to finish S. So this is my Sephora Shine and Wear nail varnish top coat. So it's a clear top coat. I can also use it as a base coat, of course. It's just a clear nail varnish. This thing was getting really old and stringy and difficult to use, even after I'd put some nail varnish thinner in it, and it was getting to be a right pain in the arse, quite frankly. So not unhappy at all to have this finished. I've got one top coat left in my stash, which sadly is another one of these. So I'll try and use it a lot quicker than I did this one. And then when that's done, I'll be able to buy a much better quality brand of top coat. But S is done. So N, L, and S done for the early May update. That actually means that I've completed 14 of the letters so far in Project A to Z, with therefore 12 left to go. So I'll show you where I'm at with the rest of them. So for A, and this was my only usage goal, it is the Urban Decay Afterglow blush, A for Afterglow, in Bittersweet. And this is that very bright purple. It probably looks quite dark here on the screen, but on the skin it's a very, very pink toned purple. It's really nice, and I do like wearing it. I only put it in for 20 uses. I've used it twice in the last month since you last saw me, and therefore I am at, not therefore, you don't know, I am at 10 uses in total so far, so I'm halfway through and I'm pleased enough. So I use it sort of a few times a month, whatever. I've already finished base C. This is that Colourpop, C for Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Fruit Punch, that bright green one that someone very helpfully told me to put oil in. I stupidly put a face oil in, but it still worked. No, a hair oil rather than a face oil, which I probably wouldn't recommend for safety reasons. But I'm growing great guns with this. Today I actually do have it on my eyes. It's the brighter shade you can see here. I put it all over the lid, and then I had a darker brown in the outer corner, and then I put a shimmer shadow from an Urban Decay eye shadow palette over the top. So mostly you can see the colour most strongly here. If you put this on with a brush, it's just a bit sparkly and not super pigmented in colour, which is useful at times. But today I wanted a much stronger look, so I used my fingers to get a firmer press on it and to make sure that I had much more of a yellowy green colour. Look at that. I wonder if I can finish that in the next month. Oof. I think there's probably more in there than it does look like, even though there really doesn't look like loads. But oh, do I want to predict it? I'd have to concentrate on it. Non-committal, but I'm doing all right. We still have B left. The Maybelline New York Sky High Mascara in Space Diamond. This is that silvery glittery one. So it's a top coat over your black, brown, whatever you happen to wear. I did actually experiment this morning and I just put it on bare lashes to see what it looked like. But it was just particularly the same as having bare lashes. It didn't really work like a mascara. You know, it wasn't lengthening, it wasn't gonna curl, it wasn't gonna sort of hold anything. It's just putting a bit of glitter on. So, and then obviously some. Well, I'm actually wearing a dark brown, but it looks practically black. Um, did I then put any of this over the top? I don't think I did today. I've been using it most days, but if you use too much of it, it kind of greys down your lashes slightly if you have too much silver glitter. So you do have to be quite sparingly with it. I did one day a couple of weeks ago put it in my eyebrows just to see and amuse myself basically. Because I know no one on Teams at work will be able to see. Just to amuse myself, and it did look quite nice in the eyebrows. Again, this is like quite subtle, but it is noticeable. And I also wore it on my lashes to a party, which looked quite good. But I also had glitter on my lids as well, different glitter. So I do enjoy this, but you know, because it's open, I can't just leave it for ages until I remember it. I've got to use it. So still probably quite a ways to go, even though it gets all right, not daily use, but far off. Mm. E. I'm still working on my Colourpop Creme Gel liner in the shade Exit, so E for Exit, but look at this, I'm so far off. I do have it in my waterline today. I don't really love white in the waterline. It can look a bit alien-like at times, not that I really mind that either, but I have another one of these, or certainly another white eyeliner in my drawer, so it's about time this one went. I'm going great guns with it. This thing likes to pop out of the pen, but um, I always sort of have a piece of kitchen roll under me when I'm doing my makeup, so it's only ever dropped onto a clean surface. So I'll put it back in. But oh, now that I will predict. All right, next month that'll be done. I wonder if I said that last month. Sorry if I did. Don't actually write down those goals when I say them. Okay, J. Moving on to J. The Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lip Mini in Calabasas. I've been using it a few times this month. The stop is already out, but you saw that a few months ago, I think. I wear it a few times a month. The more I wear it, the more I'm not sure I like liquid lipsticks, which isn't great because I've got bloody hundreds of them. Or it could just be that it's this particular formula, or it's drying out, or it's this colour that I'm a bit sick of. Um, I've still got more than half a year to go, so I can keep working on that surely. But there's a bit of window in if I start messing about with it. But then yeah, it will also go if I keep spinning it. So still a ways to go. There might be a point at which I scrape that out with a metal or silicone spatula and put it in a pot so I can see quite how much I've got. Okay, for the letter M, matte lip pencil in Ruby Woo. Still quite long as you can see. And I may as well tell you about Z, the ZC lipstick, the Gilt Gold Dragon Velvet Lipstick in M01 Empress. So here we have a red eyeliner. No, it's not an eyeliner. A red lip liner and a red lipstick, which in previous months I've been a bit annoyed with myself at forgetting to wear. Um, but I'm very pleased to say that I have been going really well with this, and I've worn red lipstick quite a few times in the month since my last update. And you know, whilst I'm not sort of drawing on a piece of paper or measuring these to show you visually the changes, I can think of at least 3 or 4 occasions this month I've worn red lips, including yesterday, and usually I need a reapplication after lunch of both of these, and once maybe twice a day to reapply a bit of the lipstick as well. So they're getting their uses. As long as I keep remembering to use them, then surely I can finish that within the year. Certainly the lipstick. I don't know about the lip liner. There's a very long way to go on that. Does anyone know if MAC eyeliners can be used on? Well, there we go. Freudian slip, which is what I was getting to. Does anyone know if MAC lip liners can be used on the waterline as eyeliner? Um, because I have just finished a red eyeliner and I've got in mind to buy one. But then if I started putting it on my eyes, I wouldn't really want to start putting it on my lips, probably. Think about that. All right. So we went from M to Z. So I shall go back to the next letter, which is R. So this is my now even more broken than it was Revolution palette, a very old 2021 Pan That palette with the shades that had all gone and I had a full black left at the end. I had hit pan, but it was basically a full pan. And over the years since then, I've been working on the black slowly but surely. And I now finally have it in this project to finish. I have been doing very well with this because I put it as a powder over a black liquid liner that I think is a bit crappy that I'm using in another project. So I usually darken up that black eyeliner with some of this powder. A few times in the month, I'll also use the black as the deepening shade in the outer corner instead of a dark brown. But I am trying to use a dark brown in my Pan That palette. So yeah, look at that. Still a small way to go, but I'm really confident with this now. Oh no, I'll be so pleased to have this one done. Look at what packaging is like when you actually start using it. You never get this from the influencers who just sort of use it once in a first impressions and then don't come back to show you what it's like after 6 months, 6 years of use. But I'm constantly disappointed by packaging of products and how they actually fare over time. Probably rant about that all day. Right, moving on. That was R. We finished S. U was a Uoma Beauty Say What Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation in T1N because I actually managed to finish that in within the first month. I then rolled in my last one of these, which in the shade T1C. I can use both of them. Quite a nice foundation, but has been discontinued. I am at the stage where the pump no longer works, so I am unscrewing this every day. And I have a silicone spatula, which is best for glass bottles, because you don't want to scratch the glass on the inside with a metal one. And my silicone spatula actually has kind of a flat bit on one end and a spoon shape on the other end, and that's been really helpful to get right down to the bottom to get some of that foundation that just won't get through the pump. And then when that's gone, then I'll use the flat side to finish scraping the sides as much as possible. I did wonder a couple of weeks ago whether by now this would be empty and would be recorded as you being finished, but there's still at least a couple of weeks left to go. Possibly a prediction then for my early June update. I'm more, I'm more confident that I'll finish that than I'll have finished the Super Shock Shadow. So, yeah, watch this space. Probably you will be done next month. I still have the dreaded V, the Vaseline Rosy Lips pink tinted balm, which you can use on lips, but you can also use it on lots of places. And even though it's by my bed, I still sort of forget to use this. I might have to start repurposing it for dry skin matters if I keep neglecting it for much longer, because otherwise I won't get through this by the end of the year. Which is fine. I've done that before with Vaseline. I don't really like it on my lips that much anyway. So to help with dry knees and elbows overnight, uh, I'm more than happy to repurpose it. But yeah, If you're thinking I can't see any progress, that's probably because I either used it once or none or a small handful and I don't even know. The other top coat that I have in this project, and this is a matte top coat, which looks great on the nails, and then by the next day it's chipped because it's wet and wild, which means it's crappy quality. There is, I think this has been on its side a little bit, so it's difficult to see fully how much it is because there's some smearing up the back, but it's really low here. So now that I've got that one out of the way, maybe I won't pull out my other top coat until I've finished this one. So maybe this is another prediction for next month. Who knows? I'm doing a lot better with manicures and pedicures nowadays. Now that I've rolled nail varnishes into two different other product projects, that's keeping me motivated and also keeping nail varnishes under my monitor. This is my main workspace in the house. So when it's a meeting that you really should be paying attention to and not looking at your emails and things, I keep my fingers off my keyboard by painting my nails if I'm off screen. So that's quite helpful. Why is, well, this is that blush from YSL in Make Me Blush that I had already completed my goal of clearing out, finishing the top edge that you could have seen. But then it absolutely just cracked and crumbled. And so instead, I crushed it up a bit more with a metal spatula and I've left it as a loose blush and I'm just going to try and finish it. And I'm sure that's achievable. Um, I have this, I'm really going to be careful about tipping this thing up. I have this much left, possibly still more than a month. It's not going as slow as I'd actually expected. Um, but mostly I do only put it on once a day. I might reapply maybe during the day, but usually I kind of forget. So I'm not overly worried, even though it's going a little bit slower than I had thought. So yeah, I'm doing all right with that. And I've already told you about Z. So that's everything. 12 products left. Yeah, I guess the main prediction is this is the one I'm the most confident about getting this done for next time. Thank you so much for watching. And are you doing A to Z? Do you like this project? Do you prefer the ones that have more prompt base? I like a lot of the prompt ones. But this one's a good one too. It's a classic. Um, I will see you at the next update in a month's time or maybe in one of my other videos. Thank you. Bye.